Hey guys, welcome back to Fire Emblem. I got the DLC pack, so yeah, it's pretty interesting DLC, I gotta say. Looks really weird, but it is Fire Emblem. You got Claude, the girl, and you've got Blythe on the side. So I would say it's a DLC. This is some neat DLC. Kind of reminds me of a game. I'm trying to remember what game it is though. Hold on. Oh god, it'll take me a minute. Yeah, but anyway, so this is a pretty interesting battle. Got difference in gameplay for once. Aside from walking around a shitty place. You know, a shitty place with like no hit detection. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Normally I'm bad at tactical bullshit. But I'm a bit better at this time. Maybe Fire Emblem is a better game than I think it is. Who knows? Not sure. Ah, fuck. Ooh. The music's a bit interesting, I've got to say. Even though I'm not much a fan of Fire Emblem as a whole, I must say the music pretty interesting here. Killing folks. Oop. Damn it, I lost all of my troopers. I lost all of my, like, minions. Ain't good. You know, they actually changed the main menu too, is the thing. They have this as the main menu now. It's actually really, it's a lot better than the monastery that has no hit detection on anything, you know? I think it was a really good improvement, although having to pay for it, having to pay the DLC to get this menu, I don't think that's a good idea. Honestly. I don't think that's a good thing. You should probably just put that in a free update. But yeah. Just gonna say, this gameplay is a lot better than Fire Emblem's. You know, I'm glad that this is the DLC. I didn't know that, you know, Fire Emblem had DLC like this. Is all Fire Emblem DLC like this weird? Is this like a standard for Fire Emblem DLC? I'm not sure if it is, because, you know, again, Free Houses is my first one. It's my first Fire Emblem. And I'm not sure if I made, like, honestly, I'm not sure if I made the right choice doing that. Because, like, it seems pretty crap. This is pretty bad. Well, not this DLC. The DLC is, like, the best part, but, you know, makes me sort of feel like Nintendo sort of just took the money out of me, sold me an incomplete game. You know? That's like pulling an EA. You know, don't pull EAs. Nintendo, the thing is, Nintendo normally... No, I died again. God damn it, I have to redo that battle. Nintendo normally doesn't pull EAs like this. So it's very interesting to actually... Well, it's not really interesting, it's just sort of scummy for them to do this. But I guess that's just like, is that only something they do for Fire Emblem? Because Mario doesn't do that. Well, Mario doesn't really have DLC. Speaking of which, I really hope there's a Nintendo Direct soon, so I can be proven wrong about the fact that Mario Maker 2 will or will not have DLC. I just hope that gets proven wrong or right in the next week. You know what? No, I'll give them a little bit more time. I'll give them 2 weeks. Because, like, it's nearly the beginning of September. So, they do a Nintendo Direct then, don't they? I think they do. Trying to remember if they do Nintendo Directs. Bit difficult while you're playing Fire Emblem. Bit difficult to do while you're playing Fire Emblem. But yeah, this DLC is just better. Don't know what it is about this DLC. Oh. That was the same troop. I didn't know you could have clone troopers in this game. What is this? Star Wars? Not Fire Emblem? God, talk about fucking Rise of Skywalker. That could be either interesting or not. You know? Rise of Skywalker could either be the most interesting Star Wars movie or just straight up the least interesting. Because let me tell you, when I was watching Red Letter Media the other day, okay, I rewatched their like Rise of the Skywalker prediction video, which is a really good video, by the way. Most of the shit they do on Star Wars is hilarious, but like I was rewatching that, and the incredibly terrible theory really could be like correct. I'm convinced. It convinced me. Hey, I'm doing good at Fire Emblem for once. Oh dear, spoke too soon, didn't I? Eepers. Spoke too soon while playing Fire Emblem. Unbelievable. Ugh. God, this battle's hard. This is pretty early in the game, I think. So, like, well, I don't know, maybe the DLC is like, you know, oh, we're gonna make it super difficult because you paid for the extra challenge. There's a bit of something interesting. I'm not sure if I like the fact that you pay for more challenge, you know? You should pay for a difficulty curve, you know? Like maybe a separate difficulty curve, but not this strong a difficulty curve. Like I'm a newbie to Fire Emblem, and this is just like, ugh. This is a tough battle. It was Puyo Puyo. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Puyo Puyo. That's what this game reminds me of. This DLC. So yeah. Reminds me a bit of Puyo Puyo. Watch out. What am I watching out for? I don't know what I'm meant to be watching out for. Maybe there's like an attack coming or something. I don't know. How do crits work in this game? Like, I never really understood how crits work in RPGs. Like, what are the chances? It's like different per RPG, isn't it? I think it is. I don't know, I don't play many RPGs. I haven't been playing this one recently called Dragon Quest Builders 2. It was good until Skullcatraz. Okay, there's this one part in it where So here's the thing. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a game built around building. You know, that wasn't meant to be a pun, but let's just roll with it. It's built around building shit. So it's like, it's got like a Minecraft style building system, but like the systems it has for like making villages are really interesting. But it has too much story. So like, yeah, ooh, some troops. Some troops are getting me. Oh no, I'm gonna lose this battle. Again. This same battle, man. I don't get it. I don't get why this battle is so tough. Ugh, that sounded like a spell. Do spells make sounds in this game? I don't know. I think they might. Anyway, so Dragon Quest Builders, right? Oh man. That was close. Yeah, but it was good until it wasn't, because Skelcatraz sucks, because as I've coined the term, pulls an Alucard on you. Now, what does that mean, you may ask? It means it takes away your shit, basically. It takes away all your shit from being powerful. Ooh. 50 units remaining. Oh, well, I lost the battle again. This battle has so many fucking enemies in it, it pisses me off! Like, unbelievable. It has so many fucking enemies in it. And you only have like 4 guys. Maybe it was 5. I don't know. Like, they only give you like 4 to 5 guys and they fucking just sit there. You know? How is this a fair battle? I mean, seriously. I do not get how it's a fair battle when you only have 4 guys and there's fucking 99 enemies. It pisses me off. I'm mad. I'm angry. Okay, I'm just angry. I've never liked this game. You know, I mean, its systems are okay, but like, never liked Fire Emblem, man. I paid money for the DLC. It's just absolute crap. You know? Work harder on your DLC. Honestly. Work harder. You made me buy the Sneezing Pass, also known as a Season Pass. And you're just like, nah. I ain't working that hard. No sod. The controller rumbles when it does that. Very interesting indeed. Yeah. But yeah, so Skelcatraz is a really dumb part. It takes like an hour to get through as well. Like, I would have excused it if it only took like 5 to 20 minutes. But no, it took like an hour. It was like a whole chapter. You shouldn't do that in your building game. You know, it's a building game. Not a game where... Well, see, the thing is, you do fight in it, but like... The main problem with Dragon Quest Builders is that it treats itself like an RPG. Sort of like how Fire Emblem treats itself like a game where it has a system where there's a school. Sort of like how a Fire Emblem, like this game right here, right, treats itself like it has an actual hub world. But thankfully, they got rid of the hub world, so you know, no problems there. I had literally no objections to them, like removing the hub world, but like them forcing it into DLC, that made me a bit sour. Gonna say it made me a bit sour. I'm a bit sour at that one. Right. Let's have some time to think. Oh no. I'm losing all my bloody health. Oh dear, I messed up. God damn it, Fire Emblem. This battle is so hard! Like, how many fucking guys are there? Like, it's ridiculous. They just keep coming. I don't like it. Makes me Captain Angry. That reminds me of an idea I had recently, but I'm not going to say it in case someone steals it. And that's basically the bane. Because, like, here's the thing. You ever watch a podcast and it's just like, they don't finish what they're saying? Yeah. Like, either they censor themselves too much, or they're just like, well, we better not say that. It's just like, that's a real pet peeve of mine. Like, I hate to do that myself, honestly. But I understand why they have to do that sometimes, in case it is, like, it would get stolen. But, like, this music kind of reminds me of the music in Breath of the Wild. Well, the battle music from wait, no, does Breath of the Wild have battle music? I'm trying to remember. There is battle music in Breath of the Wild at some stage, isn't there? Like, there is. Ooh. God, these bloody enemies are so strong. I don't get it. Like, why do this for your DLC? First, you rip off Puyo Puyo, you know, and then you make the enemies so difficult that happens. How many times have I attempted this one fight? Like, probably at least 10. At least 10, I'd say. And you get experience so slow. So slow. It's not right. And these load times, man, it's just like, ugh. The load times are gross. You know, I do an itis on Fire Emblem, but like that game, like this game, so long. It's like, it's sort of better that I'm let's playing this game actually, because if I was to do an itis on it, it'd take forever. Would rather not. You know, I really do itises on games I can get my thoughts out on quickly and funnily. For example, fighting games. I can do itises on those. Although, to be fair, I can do itises on pretty much anything, but like, I don't know. I could do artists on whatever, basically. Like, I should do more of those. They take a long time to write, though. They take a long time to write, and they also... That's basically it. They take a while to write. And I'm not the best when it comes to writing in a quick amount of time. Speedwriter, I am not. I wish I was, though. Well, actually, let me think about it. Am I a good speedwriter? Here's the thing. The way I write is... I just write whatever comes to my head first when I've drank in a lot of Coca-Cola. Right? That's what I do. It's an interesting... I'll tell you why it's a good way to write things. Because, well, more specifically if you're writing comedy, actually, I've come to realise. Because if you're writing like that, then whatever comes to your head first will automatically be found funny by you. And will automatically be found funny by you, for one. And for two... Is there a for two? I don't know if there is, actually. Look at that. Super attack. Super failure. This DLC is really tough. I do not get it. Nintendo, I'm slightly peeved. I can't really be mad since I don't know what like a basic Fire Emblem DLC is. If they're all this hard though, well... I guess they're all shit. I don't know. It really depends. It really depends how far in the game you decide to play them in. I need a fucking drink of Coke. It takes so long to level up. God. It's gross. I leveled up, apparently. Interesting. Maybe it doesn't take as long as I thought. And what's that meter for? Are there like special DLC levels? That could be an interesting analysis to have. Maybe they added that as part of the DLC. So many units on this one level. This one level. Just a massive pain. Oh, I nearly burped there for a minute. That's how you know it's a Wilfalcon video that's by myself, because I burp a lot. I like how I talk about myself in the third person. Jimmy loves the Velvet Fog. Anyway. No one will get that. No one will get a reference to Seinfeld in this year. Like, literally no one. Why did I do it? This, like, why did I pick 2019 to make that particular reference? Like that line, okay? That line in Seinfeld. I could have said George is getting upset, but no, I said Jimmy loves the Velvet Fog. Why? I don't know, because I'm an idiot. There. There's the simple answer. I don't know what these Tetrises are. Is that like a new spell? Must be. Do they add spells in other Fire Emblem? This fucking level. This battle, man. It's just, oh, gross. Anyway, did they add other, like, spells in Fire Emblem DLC? Is that like a thing? Is it like Pathfinder or something where they add new spells with every edition? Do I have to roll a d4? Wait, no. Is that the spell die? Oh god. D4 is daggers. I know that for a fact. But is it spells? I think some spells might use D4. But I think most of them use D8. I think. I don't know. God, I haven't played a tabletop RPG in forever. You can tell because I'm trying to remember what spells use what dice. And probably failing miserably. Oh god, why did I swap him out for that unit? Ugh. Honestly, didn't like. The addition of swapping units is a weird one. Okay, like swapping units mid-battle. It's an interesting one. It's like sort of calling out like a football player, as in soccer football, because I'm probably the only Australian that calls it that. Because here's the thing, I am not a sports guy, okay, but there's one thing I know, is that soccer's like the only neato ball sport, okay, because American football's too brash, and Australian football's too boring. And they both use a thing that if they hit you on the head could probably cleave your skull. And I mean like directly in the middle of the skull. You know? It depends at a certain angle. I actually got hit by a football once. At school, I got hit by a football on the head. Someone kicked a football in my direction, landed directly in the center of my head. And I'm not kidding. Not on its pointy end, but on a flat end. It was literally like a cartoon where like an anvil like donks you on the head or something. Like just imagine like an anvil, like Coyote hitting an anvil in Roadrunner. Okay, like getting hit in the head with an anvil. That was me. That was me getting hit by that football. And it was an Australian football too. I wonder what other people's opinions on this DLC are. I haven't really seen anyone talk about it on Twitter, so... I'm sure all the Fire Emblem fans are probably enjoying it. I don't know. Really depends. Like, I didn't think they'd switch, like, gameplay styles at all. Like, isn't sort of the point of a game to keep your gameplay consistent? Unless you're WarioWare. If you're WarioWare, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But like... Oh god. Why haven't they ported the Gold Collection over to the Switch? Just why not? It should be a thing that happens. Same with Room Heaven Mega Mix. They haven't done that either. Ugh. It's just... Ugh. You know, they could just make a new WarioWare for Switch. I wouldn't mind. Oh, man. See, that loading time was relatively quick. It loaded all the enemies just in a second. I don't get what the deal with this DLC is and its wacky loading times. And its wacky races. That was a show. That's really all I have to say about it. It had Dick Dastardly on it. As we all know, Dick Dastardly is the best cartoon villain of all time. God, I've got my troops in a fucking corner right here. Have I mentioned that I'm not good at tactics games at all? Probably should have mentioned that over the course of this LP. They changed it from like one type of tactics to another. This level is fucking bullshit! Just saying. This is the first DLC level, apparently. What sort of difficulty spike are they gonna try and do? Is the legitimate question here. What sort of DLC difficulty spike, like difficulty level... DLC, difficulty level... Clearance? Clearance? You know, DLC could stand for difficulty level conundrum. That might work. Because it does feel like a bit of a conundrum that they sort of fucked themselves into this sort of high level. They fucked themselves into a high level. I don't get it. Well, the only thing they can go here is making it harder, because if they made it like lower, people would get confused probably. I wouldn't get confused though. I'd see why it'd make it easier, because this bullshit is really hard. Okay? So at that one point earlier in the game where it was just like, you know, oh, we're testing you, it's a mock battle, but you lose anyway. Okay? Oh dear. Right, joke's over. I fucked up. Okay, I fucked up. That part isn't out yet. God damn it. Oh. I fucked up. The joke's over. I'm playing Tetris. I'm not an idiot. But to be fair, Tetris is probably a better game. Well, at least in my opinion, anyway. Depends on which version of Tetris, actually. This version of Tetris, I would not say so. I would not say this version of Tetris is better than Fire Emblem Three Houses. Puyo Puyo Tetris? Yeah, I'd say that. Tetris 99? No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that at all, actually, because I think Tetris 99 is actual crap. Which I guess since I fucked up on doing the joke, I can stop the video now. I won't though, because you know what, I've gotten this far, I may as well get the skin that I'm never going to use. Because guess what, here's major problem with Tetris 99, it has a model of free-to-play iPhone games, for one, when it's already like a paid subscription service game. You know? You can't buy the Game Boy skin, even though I really wanted that Game Boy skin, although I guess Puyo Puyo Tetris has a Game Boy skin. Look, the point is, it sucks that I couldn't get the Game Boy skin, because I really wanted the Game Boy skin. I'm a little peeved that I couldn't get the Game Boy skin. I was wondering how long it was going to take me to actually majorly fuck up that joke. I did a surprisingly long amount of time. How am I meant to deal with this shit? This is like the exact... You bollocks, Tetris 99. How am I meant to get out of this one when there's like 50 people attacking me? I legit want to see like pro player Tetris 99. I want to see that. Please, someone send me pro play of Tetris 99 and I will give you a... Well, if it's you, I guess I'll give you a pat on the back. Or the award, the Wilfalcon award for you've wasted your life. The Wilfalcon award for, wow, you wasted at least a week of your time. I don't know why I make a joke like that. That could really be said for me too. That really could be said for like every video game. Wow, you wasted a week of your time playing this. Except with like new. Ooh. Except with this, it's just like more, you know, wow, you wasted a couple of years of your time figuring out the intricacies of the worst version of Tetris. Yes, even worse than that one that's on the really old computer. Like that one they have at fucking that place in Melbourne. Melbourne City, that is. Acme. Yeah, Acme, that's what it's called. They have like a version of Tetris there that's really shitty. It doesn't have the hold function in it. It's like, I don't even know if it's for the Amiga. I think it's like its own system. Here's the thing, it's not even like Amiga, it's like its own system. I don't even think it's Commodore. I think it's like its own operating system just for Tetris. Which is really odd. Like, I'm not sure if that's like the first version of Tetris or what. But like, it's a really shitty old version of Tetris. Can I say, that place, like Acme, really sucks. Because, like, if you're well, I guess if you're a person like me, I guess, okay, because, like, most of the information that is there, because it's like a museum, right? Most of the information there is already shit that I know. Like, can you imagine? Like, I don't understand how you could go to a museum more than once, honestly. Okay? Like, unless it's a museum that shows things off, in a really cool way, like a really cool science museum, okay? Actually, that's something I can talk about. There's this place called Science Works in Melbourne, and they used to have this, Melbourne City, I might add. They used to have these really cool exhibits there that were, one was like a house, like a massively sized, well, the exhibit itself was massively sized, but it was like these rooms that were designed like a house, but the houses were to scale, so like you're the size of a mouse, basically. And it was called like a mouse house or something, and you can like go under the bed and shit and see like all the giant dust. It was really cool. There was like a giant washing machine, and then they took it out, replaced it with this bullshit that isn't interesting in the slightest, and it's just exhibits of like robotics, you know? Like, it's just like the child me, like being nostalgic for it, because like I can see a generation of people like thinking all that shit's cool, but like the mouse house was way cooler. And then another thing they had that they took out was like they had they still have this actually, but like they have a pumping station, an old like sewage plant from the 50s or something there. And sometimes the machines are on, but sometimes they aren't. It's very inconsistent. But like sometimes the machines are on, sometimes they're not. And then it's just like, well, okay, you couldn't stay consistent. Hey, I got to 36. Not bad. Not bad, actually. Yeah. Except inside, in the area where there wasn't a pumping station, okay? There was like two halves to this building. There was a pumping station, and then there was this place that I forget the name of, but it had all these cool exhibits that, like, moved. And it was like an environmental exhibit, I think. It was like shit about how you should recycle. And like there was this one exhibit that like was like a mutant Earth, where like the Earth opens its mouth and then it's like a bunch of rubbish like under the Earth's crust. And it really freaked me out as a kid. And then I went there again to go see it, to see if it was as scary as it was. The entire building was fucking empty. Just like, ooh, that's childhood gone. You'll never see that again. And it's just like, oof. Big oof, as the kids say nowadays. Just saying, it was a big oof on their part. Because like those were the two best parts of Science Works. Aside from this one part that's still there, but like they also, because like I think I remember them also having a Lego city in like the area. They had like a Lego city inside the pump works. Yeah, but it was an interesting exhibit. Those two exhibits were the most interesting. They had this Star Wars exhibit one time where they had a Lego Star Wars car that had a magnet on the bottom, and you fling it a bunch this magnet rail that magnets it along, using magnet as a verb. Interesting deduction, says I. That should be enough, right? Don't you put me at 99. Oh, even worse. But yeah, if you're ever in Melbourne, probably go there just to see it once. Well, if you're ever in Melbourne and you happen to have a time machine so you can go see the Mouse House. That's the first thing I'll do if they invent time machines. I'll go back in time and warn my past self to go there as many times as possible. Or I could just, like, pretend to be a ghost. Or just say to the exhibit managers that, I don't know, that I'm from the future, and if you don't keep the Mouse House there, it turns out the world will explode. And they'll go, well, how can we trust you? And then they'll just have to go, you can just wait and see. You can wait and see to see if I'm right, or you can trust me and pray that the world doesn't explode. Heed my warning or don't. And the thing is, it'd be like a bold-faced lie too, because I do not have the capability to actually make the world explode. Is the thing. I don't have that capability. That's not one of my autism superpowers. We don't have that power. Our race is not that strong. Wow, I'm just fucking up. That should be enough though, right? No, that's only one. Drat. Oh well, I'll try that again. Basically, if I can get anything in like the 80 range, I'll be fine. So yeah. I wonder if the actual Melbourne Museum's changed at all. Because, like, Melbourne Museum is the lesser of, well, was the lesser of the two museums we have until science was like, we're going to get rid of the Mouse House. Anyway, I'm a bit mad at that. Anyway, so, yeah, I guess it's the better of the two now. Yeah, I wonder if Melbourne Museums itself has changed. I haven't gone there in years either. Mostly because I think they're fucking boring. Jesus Christ, everyone is just going after me. I hate Tetris 99. Come on, survive a little longer. Drat. God damn it. Ugh. 98 fucking points. I wasn't hoping it'd take this long, but this is actually taking as long as a part of Fire Emblem would take to record. And then I have to edit it, but I won't need to really because it's meant to go out tonight. So I guess I'll just have to render it. I don't need to cut out anything. It's not like I've said any major swears. Again, context, intent. The two things that define whether or not I censor something. And really, I hope the whole world will use this censoring scheme, but they won't, because lobbyists. I wonder how many of the world's problems can be defined by because lobbyists. Probably more than you think. I like the noise it makes, although I wonder if that's because it's Fire Emblem mode. I think that might be because it's Fire Emblem mode, actually. I still don't know how Tetris 99 works. Okay, just pointing that out. Just pointing out that one. Does anyone really know how Tetris 99 works? Like, for real? Or is it just a myth that people know how this game works? That was a strategic motion. That does not look good. Like, at all. See, I think that right there really sums up the major problem with Tetris 99. I did it though. I got Fire Emblem mode with Claude the Girl and Blyleth. Hurrah, I got one theme. Fuck, I wasted my time.